Today we are talking headaches. I'm going to give you 5 different exercises, or more importantly, 5 different inputs to try and change your brain's outcome or output that it gives you so that it will stop giving you a headache. So a headache is almost like your brain saying it doesn't feel safe in your environment at that very time. It's overloaded, it's frazzled, it's just overworked and overstressed, and the output of that is giving you a threat, and that threat it decided to give you was a headache. It could also change your threat response to something like pain or tension or feeling dizzy or nauseated, but today your brain decided to give you a headache as it thought that was the best thing it could give you to try and change your behavior. Now, we want to try and change our inputs because your brain has got an input from somewhere in your body that it thinks it is freaking out from. It could be tight, tense muscles. It could be smells or too much sunlight in your eyes. I mean, I could tell you a million reasons why your brain could be under threat and it is giving you a headache. But that's not the point. We want to try and change the input going into your brain so that you get a different and better outcome, giving you a better response and hopefully cutting off your headache and alleviating your pain. So here are 5 different inputs that you can try. You have a huge nerve called the trigeminal nerve that innervates and branches out over your entire head. This nerve will tell the brain all about your sensation to this area and your movement. So it picks up things like pain. In the case of a headache, it's telling your brain there's a threat response somewhere here. And it could be from the trigeminal nerve. I'm not saying most headaches are, but it could be from that. So what we want to do is try and change the input that that nerve is telling the brain via a different stimulation. So I'm going to use some vibration. I've got my electric toothbrush here and I'm going to vibrate over the top of this nerve. So this nerve comes from here and it travels everywhere, down your jaw, into your nose, around your eye, and up your forehead. And that's exactly where I'm going to place the vibration, in lots of different areas. Vibration is quite a strong sensory input, so hopefully that will relax the information coming in from that nerve, change the stimulation, and tell your brain to quit it with your headache or threat in that area. Try that one. Number 2, we're going to use this same theory to try and change the input from this big nerve, and we're going to use temperature. So we're going to jump in the shower and let the water run over our face. As the water hits our face, it will be like a vibration, so it's going to change the sensory input to the brain, but also this big nerve, your trigeminal nerve, will pick up temperature. So you can try warm, hot, or even cold water hitting the face and see if that changes the signal to your brain, which hopefully stops the headache. This next one can help relieve tension through the neck by changing your neck position. Now, for some people, this might make your headache worse. Each to their own. I'm just giving you options. Try and see if it makes it better or worse depending on your threat response. So what this one does, you're going to lay down for me on your bed, and I want your head off the bed so it's upside down. Relax the body as much as you can. Open up through the arms and the legs. This is going to take the pressure off the front of the neck, which is always forward and crunching down in the front. You're going to open this up. Now, some people, this might aggravate your neck if you're not used to the range of motion and mobility through your neck here. Otherwise, give it a go. This one's one of my favorite. I noticed that this helps clear my sinuses, and I just sit here for a good 5 minutes. I turn the lights off, I turn noise off, and I just lay here and relax for a good 5 minutes. This can make you a little bit dizzy because you are stimulating your vestibular, which is that balance and equilibrium center. So just relax, breathe deeply. I can already feel my sinuses working. And try and breathe through your nose as well. Number 4 has to also do with your trigeminal nerve, but also the mobility of your scalp and your skin on top of your head. I know that sounds really weird, but what we're going to do is actually try and move the skin on the top of our head, because we have sutures where bones join on the top of the head, and those areas can actually get quite tight and almost immobile And that's where we can get threat responses telling our brain something is wrong and something's in pain. So what I want you to do is up the top, actually where the ridge is here, you want to kind of start there, and then see if you can move your scalp, your skin, up and down and side to side. Is it stuck on one side compared to the other? Then you're going to move around in different areas. Or can you physically move that skin left and right and up and down? You can use your whole palm to do that. And you're just going to try and do that in different areas and regions of that scalp. I find this one amazing to relieve headaches and tension. And if you notice that your skin is not very movable there, it could definitely be a reason why that brain is saying, hey, there's something wrong here. Another one is around the forehead, move the skin, circle one way, circle the other, and then around the temples where that big trigeminal nerve starts. Move one way and move the other. You can also gently go across or over the eyes, very gently, feather touch, and the other. So just play around and move your scalp around and see if that helps. Number 5, we're going to get into a nice open posture. This is going to help drop you into a parasympathetic mode, but also relieve the tension from those tight muscles like your pecs, your upper traps, and your neck. So you need a foam roller for this one. You're going to sit your bottom on one end of that foam roller, lay your back down the foam roller, externally rotate the shoulders open, legs wide apart, and breathe nice and deeply here. So this can help open up the chest, realign the neck to the spine, and it does drop you into a parasympathetic mode, which is going to tell your brain that you are safe. And instead of being in that sympathetic alarm state where we can be in a headache state, it'll then drop you into a calm state, which will hopefully drop the tension and then relieve or alleviate your headache. So try this one laying here for about 5 minutes, breathing deeply. Take it or leave it. Some are going to make you feel worse. Some are going to make you feel better. But just know it's better to understand that you can try different tools rather than popping a pill, rather than just quickly taking a Panadol. Ultimately, what taking a Panadol is doing is here's your receptors. They are there for a reason. They're there to tell your brain what's happening in and around your body. Now, taking a Panadol is basically doing this to the receptor, shutting it down and telling your brain, shut up. I don't want to hear what's going on. Okay? That's not ideal in the long run. We want our neurons to constantly tell us what's actually happening around us. So having pain or a headache is not a bad thing. It just means we need to listen to what the input into our brain is saying and try and change that input. So hopefully these will help you.